Ready? Start. According to the prosecution, in view of old enmity, an unlawful assembly carrying firearms caused the death of PW's four uncle. The prosecution case is based on the Fard-e-Bayan of PW4. The police submitted charge sheet against seven accused persons, of whom five, including the appellant's father and brother, were named in the Fard-e-Bayan FIR, while the other two accused, including the appellant, were not so named in the Fard-e-Bayan FIR. In the charge sheet, three accused were shown as absconders and the rest were in custody. Later, one more accused was apprehended and he was also put on trial along with the accused who were in custody. The case of the two accused who remained absconding was separated and the other five accused were put on trial. Later on, the appellant's father died, and insofar as he was concerned, the proceedings abated. The trial continued in respect of the four accused, including the appellant. The trial court finally convicted all the four accused under Section 302 IPC and Section 27 of the Arms Act and sentenced them to rigorous imprisonment for life under Section 302 IPC and rigorous imprisonment for 1 year under Section 27 of the Arms Act. One accused died after the judgment of the trial court. The rest three accused, including the appellant and his brother, preferred appeals before the High Court. The appeals were dismissed. Against the judgment of the High Court, the appellant and his brother jointly filed SLP before this court. The third convict did not file any further appeal against the judgment of the High Court. The SLP, in so far as the appellant's brother was dismissed, while the appellant was granted leave to appeal. Allowing the appeal, the court curiously, the trial court charged all the five accused before the appellant's father died only under Section 302 IPC without the aid of either Section 149 or Section 34 of IPC. Equally inexplicably, the trial court did not charge the accused under Section 148 IPC. Apart from Section 302 IPC, all the accused were charged under Section 27 of the Arms Act. One accused was additionally charged under Section 379 of the Indian Penal Code for taking away the rifle of the deceased. The charge framed by the trial court was highly flawed. The appellant was examined by the court under Section 313 of CRPC. This examination too is highly unsatisfactory and sketchy. This is not an isolated case, but it is almost a stereotype. In criminal trials in Bihar, no proper attention is paid to the framing of charges and the examination of the accused under Section 313 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, the two very important stages in a criminal trial. The framing of the charge and the examination of the accused are mostly done in the most unmindful and mechanical manner. The Patna High Court should take note of the neglectful way in which some of the courts in the state appears to be conducting trials of serious offences and take appropriate corrective steps. In any event, in the instant case, there is no reason to go into the technical aspect of the matter since the appellant has a good case on merit as well. The prosecution examined 8 witnesses in support of its case. PWs 1 and 2 stated that they did not know anything about the occurrence and they had not given any statement before the police. They were declared hostile. PW3, who was the brother-in-law of the deceased and who was not only present at the time of recording of the Fard-e Bayan but had also signed it as a witness, also turned hostile. In cross-examination, he also said that his brother-in-law had enmity with a large number of people. PW4 and PW6 are the two eyewitnesses. PW5 did not claim to have witnessed the actual occurrence but said that on the date of occurrence at about 2:30 in the afternoon he heard the report of the gunshots and saw some of the accused fleeing away with rifles. In view of the evidences of PWs 4, 6 and 5 coupled with the medical evidence, there is no room for doubt that the deceased was killed in the manner as stated by the prosecution. But the question is whether or not the appellant was one of the accused for taking part in the commission of the offense committed by them.